Bu kaset tamamen İNGEN adlı şirkete aittir. Görüntüler kimseye verilmemelidir. Parayla satılamaz, İNGEN şirketinin özel malıdır. Görüntüleri sadece İNGEN çalışanları ve özel yetkililer izleyebilir.
Files 11 to 23. Species, Compsognathus triassicus. Appearance, 45 centimeters. Weight, 3.6 kilograms. Harmless to the human eye, but not. The creature was recreated at InGEN laboratories in the 1980s. DNA was extracted from a fossilized blood sample found in a mosquito in the Dominican Republic. The missing sequences were completed with frog genes. The result? A species that had never existed in nature. All of these creatures were designed as females. But within a few years, males were observed. According to reports from some staff, this transformation occurred at night. When they woke up, the number of animals in the cages had increased. But there were no eggs on camera. In one routine autopsy, a paralytic toxin was detected in the muscle tissue of given animals. The effect is a temporary paralysis of the neurological system. The bitten animal loses mobility within 2 to 5 minutes, but remains conscious. In other words, the victims are being eaten alive, but they cannot scream. In the early 1990s, off the coast of Costa Rica, it seemed like an ordinary vacation morning. An English family was preparing breakfast by the sea, while their young daughter played on the beach. That morning, everything appeared normal. But in the shadows at the edge of the forest, something was moving. Small, greenish creatures, almost lizard-like, were slowly making their way toward the shore. The family assumed they were some kind of tropical species. But these creatures were, in fact, Compsognathus. Small, carnivorous dinosaurs thought to have gone extinct millions of years ago. They had been genetically resurrected, as part of the Jurassic Park project, yet somehow, they had escaped the island's containment. The little girl approached one of them. She held out a piece of food. The creature hesitated at first, then stepped closer and took a small bite. The girl was surprised, but kept laughing. And in that moment, the others appeared. 5, 7, maybe 10 of them. They surrounded her silently, emitting soft, clicking sounds, rhythmic noises that vanished into the wind. A few minutes later, the mother returned to the beach. She saw tiny footprints in the sand, 3-toed, narrow, lightly pressed. And beside them, an overturned cradle, a toy, and silence. The family was in shock. The little girl was rushed to the hospital, her body covered in dozens of small bite marks. Doctors found traces of a neurotoxic substance in her tissue, a paralyzing venom, but its source was unknown. Local newspapers called the incident the Isla Nublar parasite, but the InGEN Corporation quickly collected all reports and sealed the case. Official statement, an exotic rectal bite. However, when researchers later examined the beach, they found hundreds of tiny footprints, all leading into the forest. And those tracks never ended.